Hey, my inky crafty friends, it's Haley Dyer, the Inky Scrapper, coming to you live this Wednesday, May 6th, for day 2 of my new catalog launch. Tonight we are featuring the In Colors. We are also under a tornado watch, not a warning, so a tornado watch, and we are in a little bit of a thunderstorm. So we lost power briefly, which meant that I had all my Wi-Fi and things rebooted. So if for some reason the power flickers and I lose you, I'll hop back on just as soon as I can. So again, it is Wednesday, May 6th. Thanks for watching live or on replay. I hope that you'll give me a little comment saying hello, whether it is live or on replay. I have a few things I'm going to show tonight, and I have one card I'm going to make with you. I've prepared the pieces already. For some reason last night I couldn't see your comments on my computer. They were showing up on my phone, and I use both while I record these videos, but my phone is on a shelf above me, and so if I'm standing like I am right now, I can see the screen. But when I'm working on a project, I can't see the screen. So anyway, today is all, like I said, about the new 26 to 2028 In Colors. But before I begin with those, and actually this looks a little bit crooked. I'm gonna see if I can straighten it up just a little without making anybody seasick. Hopefully that's better. There's a lag on my screen, so it takes a moment. Yeah, that looks better. I may have overcompensated a little bit, but that's all right. Okay, so first up, I have this card that I made last night, and I did find my In Color gems. They were actually right where they were supposed to be. I put them with all of my embellishments and had forgotten I'd done that. So I'm just trying to turn this so that you can see the shimmer brush of the golden glow on that little flower. I did copy this from one of the pages, one of the cards in the new catalog. I like that this is green and gold, but I also can't wait to try this same card with a pop of Hydrangea Hue, which is the bluish purple In Color. So again, this does feature Golden Glow, one of the new In Colors. And okay, here we go. I'm doing a fun, I hope fun little prize patrol, because each night there's going to be some words that go together in order to make a sentence to send me when you finish watching all 3 videos. You have until Friday at 7:30 p.m. to send me what this becomes. So new is our next clue. And this is the card that I made last night. Oops, it's trying to pull that one up. I made this on the live last night, but I finished it with the little In Color dots. This does use the shimmer brush, so hopefully that pops a little bit for you. And I'm really pleased with that card. Okay, so that is a review of last night. Hi, Lynn. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to try to fix this because I'm not seeing comments for some reason. And I don't know why that is. Like I said, I can see on my phone if I'm standing up, so I saw Lynn saying hi, but I don't actually see it on my computer, which is weird. Normally I do. Facebook loves to change things. Have y'all noticed that? It's a little bit annoying, but that's another story for another day. So, okay, new In Colors. The first up is Barely Blush. I'm going to bring this up to the camera. I did pull the new DSP because it's so pretty. And Barely Blush lives up to its name, but I also have this card with the Barely Blush cardstock that I made, that I showed last night briefly. It does use the new, it's with the Valley in Bloom suite, so I'm hoping it's called Valley in Bloom 3D embossing folder. And here's a second card that I made. I'm gonna put those side by side, or at least on top of each other. I used the light side of the 2-tone cardstock. It is not white, it's not off-white, but it is barely there. And then I also fussy cut this flower from the regular front side, the true side. And then of course embellished with those In Color flat pearls. So this is Hydrangea Hue. I'm gonna set that to the side. Next up is Crisp Cantaloupe. a really pretty peachy color, followed by Golden Glow. And I do have a card that I made with Golden Glow. This is part of my Marvelous Lollies collaborative, but I will open this card for you. It's kind of a fun fold where that pushes through and then opens like that. And you can see that I used, well, let me show you really quickly because I have them here. I used the Forever Florals die cut, and I die cut 2 of these little masks out of just regular old copy paper, and I used them and the blending brush, and the Golden Glow ink here on the inside of the card and on the envelope. And I plan to use these pieces for something, I just don't know what yet. So let me close that back up. This little tab ribbon type banner goes into the hole. And this does use the Nested Essential dies. This leftover piece from the cutout I will be using on something, not sure what yet, but that is Golden Glow. And then we have Peaceful Pine. It's a really nice green with some blue undertones. I love it. And Hydrangea Hue. So I would love to know your most favorite to least favorite in order of the colors. So far, Hydrangea Hue is winning as most favorite. There are things, oops, let me cover that up. Gonna pause on that for just a second because I wanted to show you 2 cards that I made featuring Hydrangea Hue. This one was last Thursday's Facebook Live using 3/4 by 4 inch strips of Bloom Boutique. I think it's Bloom Boutique DSP and Hydrangea cardstock and ink and a little Peaceful Pine. And then here's that same card with the Lily of the Valley folder in Hydrangea Hue. Okay, so now I'm going to make a card. I think it'll go pretty quickly. I'm gonna sit back down. I cut some pieces of the Fern and Flora embossing dies, or sorry, not embossing, but dies. Cut these out of the In Colors, and I did use 2-tone cardstock, and I'm going to use a 4 by 5 1/4. That I don't think that I measured that correctly. Let's see here. 4 by 5 1/4. That seems correct. So is this one? Okay, this one is 5 3/4. Yikes! By that one switches to centimeters. Let me get my paper trimmer. Okay, I just grabbed some basic beige from my stash, assuming that was a card base. Maybe should not assume. Okay, so I need for this one to be 5 1/2 inches tall. I've already pre-scored it, so let me just fix that little bit. That's funny. Who knows, y'all? Who knows? Never a dull moment with a live presentation. So I'll go ahead and fold this basic beige cardstock. Of course, my bone folder is not where I need it, so in a pinch, I will grab a block and just give it a little press, a few swipes to burnish that edge and give it a little better fold. Now this should center. Yeah, that's a little bit crooked. Let's see. I'm gonna have to trim that up. I'll probably do that. Oh, yeah. It's not quite lining up, so let me try rescoring that just a little bit. That's operator error, let me tell you. All right, that's much better. Yep. And I think I'm gonna, because of it's been cut, I think that's actually the back side. So our next mystery word is product. So you have 2 words from yesterday and 2 words tonight. going to set that to the side. I'm going to show you all the pieces I cut. Peaceful Pine, light side for the two kind of ferns, and then dark for the fiddlehead. I've got the light side of Crisp Cantaloupe, the light side of Barely Blush, the dark side of Barely Blush. Oh, it is pouring rain at my house now. Nancy, I'm glad I'm not the only one. So these are both the Golden Glow, regular and lighter from Two Tone, and then I cut 3 pieces of the Hydrangea Hue, 1 dark and 2 light. And I have an idea in my head of how this should look. And I think, I don't normally do this, but I think, actually I do want to stamp this. I almost forgot that part. I think I'm going to use the Peaceful Pine to stamp the little stripes on the back, as a background. I could use any of the colors, but I think it will be grounded a little bit better with Peaceful Pine because I'm using all 5 colors. It probably wouldn't matter which one I used. If I don't get a great coverage, I'm not too worried about it. This is going to be a little rustic, and that's all right. I don't want those to line up. And like I said, I'm not worried about it not being perfect. We'll see if we need more. I'm going to just leave that here. I do like to lay out my design before I start gluing. And so I know I want to kind of do something like this. I don't want it to overlap too much. And then a darker with a lighter opposite. So that means I want a darker down here with a lighter opposite. I think I'm going to need that green across the bottom. So I'm going to grab my scrap in case, because I know that's going to go off the page a little bit. Already inked that up. And a 1. And a 2. And I kind of feel like I need to fill in the top up here. So there we go. It's a little rough, and I am quite okay with that because it's supposed to be a little bit rustic. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to my card front so that then I can work with these pieces. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to turn all of these over and start gluing. This is the really boring part, but it has to happen. It's the only way that this can happen. Separate those out just a little bit. We'll see if I can remember what I said I was going to do. It's always a challenge. So you'll notice how I'm doing just little dots of the Tombow monoadhesive, our quote unquote green glue. That isn't green. But I know I want this one here on the bottom. I may work a little bit. Let's see. What did I say? That one goes on the bottom, right? And that one on the top? Yep. So that means this one's on the bottom and that one's on the top, because I think I want to glue this one down first. So with the liquid glue, you have a little bit of time if you change your mind. In case something doesn't go quite like you expected. All right. You know what? I think I did that backwards. Oh well, it's gonna have to roll that way because I don't want to pick that bun back up. I had them laid out for a reason and then I was like, no, 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 that's not the way it goes. Silly, silly me. Write that one over the top. Let's go ahead and work on the bottom. I'm not worried about this mess in the middle. It's going to work out because I've got a little frame to cover that. Okay. Next up is the lighter green fern. Again, peaceful pine. And that beautiful fiddlehead. So again, I want to know which is your favorite in color. Maybe rank them, I don't know. Is there one you don't like? That's okay to share. It's no, you know, this is a judgment-free zone. You don't have to like all the colors. Ooh. All right, I think I want to do the dark one, the light one. Let me kind of lay this on top to make sure I know what I'm doing here. So see where we're going with this. It would have been better to switch those two, but it's not the end of the world. I'm maybe the only person who notices that. So I want a light hydrangea hue to peek out up here. This is sort of a collage. You think? I think so. And then, actually I think we'll do the dark one also. Although I worry that gives that a lot of weight. That makes that really heavy. So maybe the two lights right here balanced out by the darker one peeking out over here. Okay, that was a lot of smushing. So again, I die cut all those pieces prior to going live, because watching me die cut isn't very fun. That green background's really bold. I maybe should have used a really pale gray or the golden glow. I don't know. I think I want to try this card again with a different stripy background, just out of curiosity, because it's amazing having lighter or darker strengths of color and what that does. Yeah, and Nancy, I know, hydrangea hue is beautiful. So pretty. All right, I'm gonna bring that a little closer, pick this up with my block, and I'm going to use basic gray. I could use some of the in colors, but I'm not sure that's the best way to go because there's a lot of color. Thankfully they're muted colors, but that's a lot of color on here. And pardon my head, but I do need to look through this to try to get this lined up. Really have no idea how I do with that. Not very well. I'll fix that. I'm not going to use this one on my card. I do like to stamp these first and then die cut them, but thankful for you, sincere thanks. That one's on there backwards. You're an amazing friend. All of those will fit on here. So I'm going to pop that up. Like I said, I'm going to fix that off camera. I do want to add at least a couple butterflies. So what colors do you what color do you think? Not really sure. I think I'm going to go with the Crisp Cantaloupe and do one more over here. All right. So again, I'm going to fix this one, and then I'll post this tomorrow. So that is a quick intro to our In Colors. And again, whether you're watching live or on replay, I'd love to know, tell me your favorite new In Color and your least favorite. You can still like it. That doesn't mean you don't like it because it's your least favorite, and they won't know. I'm not usually a yellow or peach person, so I'm surprised at how well I like these. I really love Peaceful Pine, and I think Barely Blush may be my least favorite, weirdly enough, but it's a really good baby pink, and now that we don't have Pretty in Pink, I'm excited that we've got something that will work for babies. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Fortunately, I did not lose power during this live. Excuse me. I do have a group shipping code still available through tomorrow. I do have paper samplers still available. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, be sure to watch yesterday's video in the links, or just send me a message saying, hey, tell me more about that, and I'll send you more info. Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's day 2 In Colors new catalog launch. I can't wait to see what you create, so get inky and share with me when you can. Take care, y'all. Bye.